Hello, Jake Trotter alongside Scott Wright for the Oklahoman's postgame show. Oklahoma destroyed Miami today, 51-13. Talk about it. Defensively, offensively, it was just a complete domination.
Yeah, I think the big question defensively coming in was how well they were able to contain Miami's two running backs, and those guys account for about 54 yards today on I think 26 carries. So that was the thing that really stood out to me because that was the area where I saw Miami possibly being able to attack Oklahoma. Was with that running game and maybe be able to hit a big play here or there and get themselves in the situation to score. But they really weren't, really didn't get those opportunities. And other than a few pass completions by Kyle Wright, the number 2 quarterback who came in for Miami to set up that one touchdown drive, the defense really didn't have a whole lot of trouble. But really, when you look at the overall picture, I think the big star of the day was Sam Bradford.
Oh, no question. 10 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. Set a new record for completions consecutive with 22 dating back to the North Texas game. And not only that, everything he threw was on the money. I think even some of his completions were drops or throwaways. I don't know if he had a bad pass today. He looked very impressive, and the receivers played well despite the drops. Alan Patrick looked good coming back from the ankle injury, although he had the cramps that knocked him out for most of the second half. And the offensive line did a relatively good job protecting Bradford. I think he was sacked just once. So an outstanding day by the offense. But again, it started with the quarterback, and right now he looks as good as anybody in the Big 12. I think he's completed 83% of his passes through 2 games. That's an unbelievable number. So a terrific performance by the offense as well. Defensively, like you said before, they shut down Javaris James, the outstanding sophomore tailback, cousin of Edgerrin James from the Cardinals. But Kyle Wright came in and gave them a little bit of a spark. I'm wondering what Randy Shannon was looking at in the preseason where they named Kirby Freeman the starter, because to me, Kyle Wright was the best quarterback for Miami by far. It wasn't close.
Freeman, there's been some talk that he's an athletic guy and can maybe do some things with his legs. He really didn't attempt to do that today. He was really kind of limited in what he did. Kyle Wright came in and started throwing the ball downfield a little bit more. Maybe the Sooner secondary wasn't really ready for that. They had been preparing for primarily a rushing attack, and so the defensive backs maybe weren't exactly ready for what Kyle Wright presented. The thing when you look at the defense, I think the way they reacted to big plays that could have been momentum swings in favor of Miami, fumbles or the bad snap on the punt that set up Miami in really good field position, they were able to negate that and keep momentum on their side.
The defense was outstanding in goal line situations. You talk about that, where Miami was forced into a field goal after 3 and out, and then I think they had 37 plays inside the OU 10 coming up later where they used a fake field goal. They had 2 defensive pass interference calls, and still it was a struggle to get in the end zone. Mm-hmm. Their goal line defense really stood up and played well today.
Yeah, it really did.
Now, next week, they got Utah State, Tulsa. Really, this game was more of a precursor to the big game, Texas, who has TCU here in about later on in Saturday night. I don't know which Texas team is going to show up, but Oklahoma right now looks like probably the favorite to win the Big 12. Wouldn't you agree?
It certainly looks like that. It's hard to say exactly how good Miami is right now because we don't know much about Marshall, their opponent from last week, but the Sooners certainly look capable of doing a lot this year. So it's, like you said, it'll depend what Texas team shows up tonight against TCU. We don't know how good they are either. But it's certainly, things are certainly favoring the Sooners right now, I think.
Our final score here, Oklahoma 51, Miami 13. For Scott Wright, I'm Jake Trotter. We'll join you next week after Utah State. Thanks for watching.